the gift of your compassionate heart. Every act, every deed of justice and mercy and benevolence makes heavenly music in heaven. Ellen G. White. In my own life, I've found that the more I've expanded my ability to hold a vast presence of love and compassion, the more I'm able to truly serve, not just people who attend my lectures and seminars or come to study with me, but everyone I meet in even the most casual and transitory of circumstances. This is a true story. Several days ago, I took a break from writing and drove to one of my favorite spots here in Santa Barbara to spend a few refreshing minutes sitting on a bench and gazing out at the ocean. I noticed a young woman standing nearby, attempting to take some selfies of her face with the view in the background. Something inside prompted me to speak to her. "Would you like me to take a photo of you?" I asked. "That would be great," she replied. I posed her at the perfect location and snapped some photos I hoped she would like. "You're so nice to do this," she said. Something about the way she thanked me pulled on my awareness, and I could feel that her heart was hurting. So instead of sitting back down on my bench and wishing her a nice day, I stood there next to her. I asked her where she was from, and she explained that she lived in Greece and had come to California to visit her long-distance boyfriend, whom she'd met while he was vacationing in Europe last year. Before she even went further, I sensed that it had ended badly, and that she was in town sightseeing alone instead of having the romantic reunion she'd dreamed of for so long, and that she was devastated. In that moment, I felt the love in my heart rise up and reach out to wrap her in compassionate presence. I felt her feel it happening, even though she didn't understand what she was feeling. I experienced her melting into that unexpected field of love she'd been offered by me, a stranger. This all took place in 30 seconds, even though she hadn't said anything about what happened or what she was going through, and even though I hadn't asked. But I knew that she was feeling seen and somehow, mysteriously, witnessed in her pain. Suddenly, the floodgates of her emotions opened. She confessed that when she'd arrived in the United States, her boyfriend was less than welcoming, unloving, and cold. It turned out he'd met someone else and hadn't told her about it, and she had traveled all the way from Greece, only to be rejected. This all happened in the first 2 days of her 3-week trip. So here she was, traveling around California by herself, with only her broken heart as a companion. With compassion, I listened. With compassion, I felt her pain. The pain all of us experience when the foundation on which we've been standing and believed was steady suddenly cracks. When her eyes filled up with tears, so did mine. I was offering the presence of my love in this devastating moment on her human journey. I was participating in her sorrow, sharing her grief. L'hishtatef b'tsa'ar. "I'm so sorry for what you're going through," I said softly, taking her hands in mine. "Can I tell you something?" she asked. "I can't believe I'm standing here sharing all of this with you, and I don't even know your name. I've been too embarrassed and ashamed to tell my mother and my friends back in Greece, but something about you just made it all pour out. I'm so sorry I bothered you with this." "Please don't apologize," I reassured her. "I think we must have had a cosmic appointment, because I wasn't planning to be here today, and I truly feel honored that you felt safe enough to share your heart with me." "Thank you," she said. "You have no idea how much I needed this moment. I feel like I've just broken out of something so dark. Please, now that I've poured my heart out to you, may I introduce myself? I'm Alexandra. Can I know your name?" "It's Barbara." The girl's eyes got very wide and she gasped. "That's my mother's name," she exclaimed. "So, You did get to tell your mother everything after all, I smile. The heart doesn't need information to be compassionate. It just needs love. That day, as I drove to the park, I had no idea that I was going to be in service to Alexandra. I wasn't looking for anyone to help or heal, but my heart lives in readiness to feel the pain of another heart, to share in the wounds of the world. I didn't actually do anything. I allowed love itself to do it. The miracle of that moment belongs to love, which, when we allow it to, will always find a way to offer us exactly what we need, precisely when we need it. When you begin to live with more compassion, you will radiate compassion to others. Your vibrational field will feel like a safe haven of unconditional love. People will feel soothed just being in a room with you or speaking to you, even for one moment. It will allow them to begin to have compassion for themselves wherever they are on their journey. We are all here to serve one another. Each morning we wake up and have no idea exactly how we will be called upon to serve. Understanding this, we prepare ourselves ahead of time to be a welcoming guest room of love and compassion for our fellow travelers who will cross our path, looking for the safe sanctuary of an open heart.